Perfect,
Hi.
perfect. Hello.
Okay, sorry about the mess. Good evening. How are you?
Evening, evening. Yeah, as usual, fantastic, doing good. Yeah.
All
How
right.
about you? Tell me about yours.
Um, it was okay. I guess it was a little bit balanced. Sometimes I was feeling
Okay.
productive. At times I was feeling lazy. A typical Saturday.
Okay. So it is kind of holiday for you at weekends or how it went? And
Right now I'm just focusing on. I'm looking for a new job, but I'm
okay.
also focusing a little bit on my own YouTube channel. So I have time to myself.
Okay. So you kind of trying to balance your life and trying to get your time for yourself, for your growth and all. Ah, got it. Great. So how do you enjoy the weekends like in terms of productivity, in terms of working? How do you do so? And what are the specific tasks you do for weekends only?
Usually the weekends are saved for the family, for to watch football, play football, hang out with
Okay.
my friends. Because in the weekdays it becomes quite difficult to sort of schedule a plan with the friends because they all have corporate jobs and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a bit easier. There's more flexibility for me. I also like handle my grooming and any sort of task or chore that's pending. I address that on the weekend.
Okay. Sort of getting time. Okay, okay, okay. Great.
Yeah.
Fine.
So, what would you like to talk about today?
Yeah, like few of the recommendation I also got from many more my friends, my and subscriber, they too also suggest me that they really want a video around group talking. Like it's not about only giving interviews there, the panel members are there. It's more about genuine casual conversation what we have around our day. Let's suppose we are being into bunch of people, right? And we are talking. So how to drive that conversation and how to engage, because some of the time I will tell my experience how I did overcome this and how this thing started. Because earlier, if I thought somebody will give chance to me, even in casual conversation, I was not engaging that, right? But later on, I realized it's not about like anybody will come and say, hey, Anshu, now start talking. No, ask question, give follow, So that's how usually. So what is a step-by-step procedure? I mean, for beginner, how people can be good at group communication where they have to engage with a bunch of people. So let's talk about that.
Definitely. See, personally, I like group conversations because I like listening to the different perspectives that people have.
Hmm.
Sometimes they're not so smart about what they say. Sometimes they're incredibly smart about what they say, and I really like that.
Yep.
So do you want to address a hypothetical or do you want to talk about general group conversations?
Yeah, let's go with general one.
Okay. So I think one of the biggest problems that people face when in a group
Mm-hmm.
conversation or a group lecture or group discussion is
Okay.
know how do I know when I am supposed to talk, or how do I know when I'm supposed to share my opinion or my possible solution, right?
Yep.
So what are your views on that? How does one address that?
Better. I mean, I usually, once I'm being blank, even I was not aware what to say and where to say. I had a question. So I feel the questioning is the one weapon you can use in group conversation and get started engaging to the people, because some of the time you are not supposed to talk, even you do not have enough content, right? So there you can put your question and start engaging. That's how what I do usually. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So a couple of the learners that I've spoken to over the
Mm-hmm.
years, they've told me that one problem they face in a group conversation is as soon as they start talking,
Mm-hmm.
some of them are soft spoken. So what happens is, oops, sorry, what happens is other people who are usually more confident and louder, they end up sort of overshadowing them, right?
Correct.
So
I
one thing
mean,
I always tell them is always start off with a strong point, so that even
mm-hmm.
if somebody is talking or trying to start a conversation over you, people are more interested in what you have to say because they know that you're going to offer something good, right?
Correct.
Being loud is not the only thing that's good group in a group
Mm.
discussion, I would say. One more thing that's really important is you have to make sure that you are also a good listener when you're talking to these guys, because You don't just, okay, if someone's talking about, let's say, what solution should we get in terms of handling the finances of a company, and there are 5 or 6 people, right?
Yep.
I get that you have a point, you have an opinion that you want to express. And when people are talking, you're getting ready that, okay, I'm going to say this. But that doesn't mean you don't listen to what they have to say, because they might say something that can help you change what you're going to say a little bit to make it better, right?
Hmm.
So if
Hmm.
I'm going to say, let's say, money on expensive coffee or something like that, I have to listen to other people. And if they say that, yes, we can buy a good quality coffee for a better price, then I don't have to say that point. Or maybe I can bring up a different point that, hey, let's spend less money on air conditioning, or let's spend less money on, hiring help from outside to do things that we can do. Right. So
Correct.
be a good listener, keep changing what you're going to say, because it might, then when it comes to a point where it's like the last person is sharing their opinion, they have the biggest
Mhm.
advantage because they've heard everything else, and then they can add those points in their observations as well. Right.
Yep, yep. Yeah, you mentioned two very good things. Like first you talk about that the person who are speaking loud or who wanted to dominate the thing, doesn't matter that they gonna to do same because they have their own personality that okay, I know this much. If I would be putting louder. So what is my personal opinion on this is that if you put something in louder way, it never shows like you're being confident. Somewhere it shows like you just wanted to dominate. Everybody else would realize very soon. So better if you really wanted to feel confident, be calm and take pauses. Because I mean, I lately realized that what is the power of pauses. Like people misjudge, even people underestimate this power of taking pauses. They think if somebody is speaking too fast, so it would be fluent. We can call it confident. No, but you need to understand and you need to learn that where to take pause, when to take pause. If you are good at this, I feel even if you are less knowledgeable, but you can interact with the people and people gonna to listen you very carefully. That is the one point I particularly use myself in any kind of group discussion because last few months I had been into kind of group discussion for my job purpose and all. There I almost gave more than 10, 15 group discussion. I had been actively engaged, and the thing I got to know, I carefully observing each and everybody. People are bad at their, they are really using their hand gesture and posture, loud voice to just make the confident. But the end of the day, they are not selected because that is not the single parameter. Be calmer, think before you speak, articulate, and then with the right pauses, put your words, put your sentences. That's how you're gonna to be more confident actually. Yeah. So you really bring up a good idea over there.
Yeah, but we all have that one person at office or in our groups that's going to be loud and trying to prove their points, right? Just don't be that guy, I would say. Like, listen to other people, respect their
Yeah.
opinions, let them talk. That is very
Hmm.
important.
And one more thing, like I would wanted to ask a follow-up question. You mentioned because in group discussion or in even general conversation, we really forget this thing of active listening, right? That is really important. People just wait for their turn. They think this is listening. I'm listening as I'm listening to you. So they are saying that I'm very good listener, but no. I mean, firstly, let me know your thoughts that how someone can be an active listener because this is very important.
Um, I think in terms of active listening, I think, see,
Hmm.
a lot of people take active listening in a very literal sense. Okay. Active listening is more about things that are happening behind the scenes. So, if somebody says, I'm scared of dogs, right? Someone might say, yeah, why is this person such a scaredy cat? Why is a dog bothering you, right? But someone
Hmm.
who's actively listening can read between the lines and think that, yeah, maybe when they were a kid they were attacked by an animal, or they have had a bad experience with a pet somewhere, and that's why the fear is genuine in their reaction, like the way they're reacting right now. So
Right.
listening is not just the thing you do from your ears, it's also how you process what someone is saying. You have to listen to why someone is saying it, what their intention behind it is, right? You also, if you have the information, you can use their history or anything you know about them to try to understand why things are happening a certain way. So
Hmm.
please understand, like at work, if somebody is saying that they're not comfortable with something, it might be something super silly. It might be a pen. They are uncomfortable with the pen or something, right? maybe that's not a good example, but you get the idea. It could be anything silly. Don't just
Yep.
be reactive and be like, yeah, what a stupid thing. Why are you doing this? Right? Because that is something that I've
Hmm.
seen a lot of my ex co-workers do. They're very quick to react. They're very quick to, maybe not publicly, but in private, they're very quick to pass a comment that यार
Correct.
इतनी
Correct.
छोटी सी चीज पे क्या ये इतना कर रहा है नाटक, like that way.
Hmm.
So I always tell them that until you don't know all the details or you don't know why it's happening, let's not assume bad things. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Right. So these are
Yep.
all aspects of listening and also comprehending. This empathy, it's it has a lot to do with maturity, because over the years you realize that it's not good to react. It's not good to pass comments publicly on things that you
Correct.
may not know everything about.
Got it. So listening, in summary, what you told, if correct me if I'm wrong, I get it wrong. You told that it's not only about words. People started reacting even before listening it correctly. Even people, somebody says that, yeah, I listen you carefully, completely, but they don't understand. So what I get from you is listening, active listening is not only listen yourself completely, but comprehending the back end, what they said and why they said, right?
Right.
Understanding their emotions. So that is
Right.
really why we need to be a good listener first, to in order to
Yeah.
become a good communicator. Yeah, because unless until we know that why they are saying, we can't relate it and we can't communicate further. Got it. However, coming back to our the thing what we were discussing, that being good at group discussions, and we discussed few of the problems why people are not good at this. Like you mentioned very good point first, that firstly they don't know where to start and when to speak, right? We talked about a solution bit, that okay, asking questions, follow up, and not being much louder, just being putting your thoughts, and now let me know that how someone can overcome their fear, because they always thinking that if I say something, people would be misjudging me, or people started thinking me negatively. So how they can overcome this? Because I feel we have the fear inside ourselves. Even we know that we can speak, people gonna listen us, but because of this constant fear, we are already judging ourselves too much in our mind, in ourself intellectually, that we can't speak that self. Even we started speaking because we are already thinking a lot of things. So the thing what we wanted to deliver is not gonna to be the same. So how someone can overcome this, and what is the first thing they can do in order to better at this?
Um, I think fear is a very complicated emotion, but in terms of speaking, whether it's public speaking or speaking in front of a small group, the best thing for anybody to overcome that hurdle is just practice, right? I know this sounds very simple, very stupid because everybody says it, but I'll give you a best example. If I give you a cricket bat and I tell you, go to a stadium full of 50,000 people and try to score a boundary, a four or a six, and if I do the same thing with Sachin Tendulkar, who do you think is going to like give a better result?
Obviously, Sachin.
Exactly, because I'm sure when he was younger and he was just starting off as a cricketer, he was scared as well.
Yep.
But
Hmm.
that's how you start your career. You start, you make mistakes, and eventually you realize, yeah, it doesn't matter what everybody thinks. I'm going to go, I'm going to focus on my game, I'm going
Correct.
to focus on what I can do best. And eventually over 10, 20 years, he became one of the best in the world, right? So yes, we may not have the same target as getting the best in the world, but
Yep.
the theory is the same. Put yourself
Hmm.
in uncomfortable situations, make mistakes. I'm not saying do it purposely, but challenge yourself so that you can make mistakes and learn from them. Okay, even look at anybody, like your boss is your boss because he started 10 years before you and then he made the mistakes and he learned from it, he or she, whatever, right? So everybody in a senior position or at a high level has always gone through it. Nobody's born a CEO, nobody's born as the Indian cricket team's captain or the best player, right? Everyone has to get there.
Hmm.
So it doesn't matter whether it's group discussions, whether it's public speaking, whether it's learning a new language, whatever it is. Practice is your best friend. I know it can be very annoying or tiring to sort of do it again and again. That's why you should always go to YouTube, Google, any of the AI models, Chat GPT, whatever, to ask them how you can make it fun, how you can keep changing it every 1 or 2 months so that your excitement level is still there. And always remember, try to have these conversations with people as much as you can. So Clapingo is one platform. There are other platforms available online for free where you can talk to strangers. So obviously be
Correct.
safe about it. Don't just expose your information in front of strangers. But if you can find a safe space to have these conversations, there are groups on Facebook, there are groups on other apps like Telegram and WhatsApp where um, they are somewhat safe. I don't know if your information is protected or not, but they're somewhat safe. So find a way, even if that's not if that's not possible, talk to your friends, talk to your coworkers, tell them, hey, can I just
Correct.
talk to you in English for 10 minutes, right? Any practice, any exposure is really good in this situation, to make you feel comfortable with a new language, with the new ways to talk. That's it.
Got it. So this is the only way. Like I hope now people will deeply understand it that there is no other way to overcome this. You'll have to face your fear. You'll have to be uncomfortable situation. You'll have to do whatever it takes to be there because everyone start their journey from zero. It went like a step by step procedure. So better to start early, to be consistent, and to make your learning fun. As you told that there are certain other procedure you can follow to make your learning fun, because this is very interesting. Otherwise some of the time doing the same thing repeatedly, really being monotonous. We are human, we are not supposed to do a repetitive task because we know that we are not. And the one thing, I mean, because we are doing repetitive thing and we also not getting any result at instance, we feel that is not making an impact. But no,
Yeah.
I mean, later let me know your views on that, because it is really harder. People think I will put 10, 15, 30 day, I will be super, I mean, from here to 0 to 100. But because it is not practically possible, they will either quit or they will be, misjudging them that no, I'm not making any progress. So for them, what is your views, like how they can navigate into this process? Because we'll have to go with the process if you wanted to get some result or we wanted to add somewhere.
Right. So see, I tell everybody the same thing. Learning English is like going to the gym. Okay. Now, for me, I want to lose like 10 or 20 kilos. Okay, maybe 20 is too much, but like 10 or 15 kilos to feel healthy, to feel my best. I can't take a gym membership, and what, today is the 23rd of August, right? I can't join the gym and tell them, okay, by in 15 days I want to lose 15 kilos. That's not how it works, right? I have to start going to the gym regularly. I have to rest properly. I have to eat properly. It's the same thing with English. You have to go to your tutors, your guides, whoever your friends are who are teaching you, right? Learn from them. Go outside of that. You have to practice. You have to look at. You have to watch and you have to watch shows, movies, listen to music, read books, read newspapers. You can use any of these methods, whatever works for you. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
because people have this idea. Like a lot of learners used to come up to me
Mm-hmm.
in the sessions and say that, hey, I paid so much money. Why am I not learning? Why am I not improving? And I told them,
Right.
listen, your brain is very smart. It's very good at learning things, but it's not a computer. I cannot just attach a pen drive and put in the program of English. It's not as You're not downloading information that quickly, right? So have some
Yep.
patience.
Yep.
It's like going to the gym. You lose half a kilo in the first week, and then another 1 kilo in the next week, and then slowly that process will show results. But I understand that people are very anxious that I want results now. I want to apply for that new job right now, or I want to go talk to this potential marriage
Mm.
partner and show that I'm really good at English. Whatever the reasons are, but they have to
Yep.
understand that that's not how the brain works. With anything in life, it takes you a little time to improve, right? If you
Mm.
do, let's say, 5 or 10 minutes of practice every day, it might take you a year to get to, let's say, 50% fluency. But
Yep.
if you're coming to Clapingo, I'm not promoting Clapingo. I just mean, if you're experimenting and talking to people all the time,
Yep.
you're getting corrections quicker, you're looking at your own recordings, you are
Mm.
watching movies, shows, or maybe reading the newspaper or reading a book. The more you do, the quicker it
Mm.
will be for you to get to that 50%, right?
Correct.
I've seen this, like people who don't use Clappingo, let's say they take a year to get to 50% fluency. But someone who is regularly attending sessions 3 times a week at Clappingo, they become fluent within 4 months, within 5 months, depending on how hard they work outside of the sessions as well. But because
Yep.
they're here, that mentality is always there. It's like going to the gym. When you go to the gym and you see somebody else get results, you're like, yes, even I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to get that result soon. That motivation factor is always there. Whereas if you're just gymming at home, then it becomes a task. Like, okay, now I have to go out and I have to do bicep curls, I have to do push-ups. What is the result? What is the point? So that
Hmm.
public accountability is also there, where people are also curious about your journey, about your growth, and they're asking you, hey, how's it going? Do you need any help? Is there anything I can provide to make this faster or better for you?
Correct, correct, correct. I mean, so many good points you mentioned. I feel that people gonna adopt them and they gonna start their journey and be consistent, making their, making their journey interesting and the learnings make them fun. I'm gonna do consistent because I feel unless until we reach to a threshold, we can't see the result directly. Yeah, I mean, back end it is been increasing gradually, but unless until it is being up to a threshold, we can't see the result. And after that we started getting, okay, now I'm getting healthier, I'm losing 1 kg 2 kg, like even goes same goes with the English. After 30 60 even 2 3 months you would be realizing, okay, now I'm getting this sentence very easy. I mean, I can
Mm.
really talk to the people, I can give my introduction. So that's how the thing is started. But yeah, really, I feel people, if they listen, they will start executing the thing. And as you already mentioned, that if they will be into that zone and environment, that they will be doing or growing much faster than who is just take it as in class and giving their half of their attention and all. So they will take much time, that's for sure. Yeah, but really I feel you really mentioned very good points out there, and they're gonna get a lot of things from this video as well. Yeah.
I hope so. I hope they're going to adopt these techniques and these exercises.
Yeah. However, in summary, if you wanted to tell 3 4 messages that how someone can be like tips or kind of things, how
Hello.
yep, Divyam.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible and visible too. Am I?
Awesome. Yeah. So you were talking about the summary, right? So 3 points to do what?
To be better at I'm like group discussion.
At
What
group
are
discussion. Okay.
yeah.
First point is be patient. You will get your turn and you'll be able to express your opinions soon.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But while you're being patient, don't just zone out or think only about what you are going to say. Be a good listener.
Correct.
Take in the points that people are saying before you, so that if they are making a mistake and somebody corrects them, you can realize that, okay, I was going to say the same thing, but it's incorrect. So let me correct that point. Right. So always try to amend what you're trying to say to stay relevant to what people are saying around you in that moment. Okay.
Mm, mm,
And third point I would say is you don't need to be loud. You
mm.
can be firm but polite. So you don't
Right.
need to say, you know what, I'm gonna say this. You don't have to scream. You can just say it nicely
Correct.
that I believe. Hi, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, you can say
Audible.
it very firmly that I believe, I think this is the point, and I think this is how we can solve
Ah, better approach.
it. Yeah. Uh, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I need to go for another session. I'm getting a call from the
Okay, okay.
company.
Sure, sure.
Yes.
But nice,
But
nice talking to you again. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.
yes, as always, exciting and good tips. So hopefully someone learned something by watching this video. And thank you so much.
Yeah, bye bye.